Good morning, dear students. So, our fifth chapter in class 12th is Indigo, written by Louis Fisher. Okay, so this particular chapter basically has been taken from the book The Life of Mahatma Gandhi, and this is an excerpt which will tell us about its title, like Indigo. Okay, and the main concern about this chapter is nothing else but this crop only, indigo, and that was known for sharecropping. Okay, so this one we will study today only the outline of the chapter. The actual reading will take place thereafter. So before moving on, let's discuss the characters. First one, Mahatma Gandhi himself, then Rajkumar Shukla is there, and this person was an illiterate and sharecropper also. Okay, resolute and illiterate. So Gandhi, you can say, as a leader, if we simply discuss. Rajkumar Shukla was a sharecropper. Okay, Rajendra Prasad was a lawyer first in the chapter, and later he became the president of Congress party. Okay, later Rajendra Prasad became the president of Congress party. Professor J.B. Kriplani and Professor Malkani. We have description about these two characters when in India home rule was applied. Okay, home rule. And Kasturbai, as we know, she was Mrs. Gandhi. Okay, Mrs. Gandhi, or wife of Mahatma Gandhi. Devdas was Gandhi's youngest son. Okay, so simply I should say 1, 2, and 3. These were family members. Got it? Next Charles Freer Andrews. This person was an English person, first thing, Englishman, and he was follower of Gandhi. This one we should know, or we should understand very well. Okay, dear students, so these are the characters in the chapter. They will tell us the whole chapter or the story. And this is a true story narrated by Gandhi himself. Okay, so let's talk about the points. In 1942, Gandhi was there in his Sevagram. What was Sevagram? His ashram. Okay, his ashram. Now it is in Gujarat. So Louis Fisher visited Sevagram, and there Gandhi narrated the whole story before the writer Louis Fisher. Okay, and in this one he tells each and everything what happens over there. So in 1916, he tells us, in 1916 there was a convention, okay, in Lucknow. Okay, and there were 2,301 personalities, big personalities were there, and many visitors who came over there just to listen, just to meet Gandhi. And we know it very well. At that time, Gandhi came from South Africa after doing his, uh, you can say, lawyership. He was a barrister over there. Then this person, Rajkumar Shukla, I told you he was also sharecropper and he was illiterate. He was illiterate. He goes to Gandhi. No, actually, he asked somebody what to do. Okay, and then somebody tells him just to meet Gandhi, and then he meets over there and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla, I am from Champaran. Actually, my dear students, the problem was indigo, or I should say sharecropping. That was the problem was sharecropping, and that was spread out in Champaran. And Champaran is a district in which state? Bihar. He said, I am Rajkumar Shukla, I am from Champaran, I want you to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place because Gandhi was new in India and everybody was new for him, and for him everybody was new. Okay, so that was the thing. So at last he came forward just to help this person, Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar Shukla came forward just to hand over this particular social level, you can say, or agricultural level. Then somebody tells, speak to Gandhi. Meet to Gandhi, he will only solve your problem. Then Shukla followed him in Kanpur. You know Kanpur. Today we call it Kanpur like this. And earlier the name of Kanpur was like this. Kanpur. Okay. Rajkumar Shukla goes to Kanpur and followed him in Ahmedabad also. Okay, and over there Gandhi Rajkumar Shukla got some time and urges Gandhi to fix a date for meeting. So that fix a date. Fix a date. This was done by Rajkumar Shukla. He begged Gandhi to fix a date so that he can show him each and every kind of point of the problem in his district Champaran. Okay. So Gandhi told him that I will be in Kolkata, like today is Kolkata, and earlier it was Calcutta. Okay, so Gandhi told him on this and this date I will be coming to Calcutta. You just come over there. We will go to your district. So this was a deal done between Rajkumar Shukla and Gandhi. Thereafter, Gandhi goes there and Gandhi goes to Calcutta. Rajkumar Shukla also goes there, and Gandhi was received by Rajkumar Shukla. So at that time they came to city Patna. Okay, Patna is the capital of Bihar, and there Rajkumar Shukla brought Gandhi to the house of Rajendra Prasad. Okay, and at that time when they were coming, means Rajkumar Shukla and Gandhi coming to the house of Rajendra Prasad, the servant of the house of Rajendra Prasad thought that like Rajkumar Shukla, Gandhi is also a sharecropper. So he tells him to sit on the ground and don't touch the water of the well. And in this particular point, we find out one social level untouchability that was happened with Gandhi also. Okay, and after reaching Patna, first they reach at Patna. Okay, then Gandhi decided to go to Muzaffarpur. My dear students, you just need to be very careful to understand the location. First one was the Patna, where he received by Rajkumar Shukla, and then he goes to Muzaffarpur just to have a complete look of the problem. Okay, and thereafter, at that time when he reached over there, J.B. Kriplani, okay, the professor of art college, and whom he had seen at Tagore Santiniketan school. So the professor J.B. Kriplani reached at the station on 1917 with a group of students to receive Gandhi. Okay, and at that time there was home rule in Muzaffarpur. The expedition was home rule, and according to home rule, nobody or no Indian was allowed to permit anyone who is unknown to them to stay there at their home. This was the home rule, and at that time Gandhi was most commonly unknown to the people. So J.B. Kriplani received him at the station, and Gandhi stayed at the house of you can say Malkani, Professor Malkani. Okay, and very few days the news of Gandhi's coming was spread in complete Muzaffarpur. Okay, so most commonly the people of Muzaffarpur, they were eager to see the face of their leader. Okay, so people from distant areas came to Muzaffarpur, and then at Muzaffarpur Gandhi had a meeting with lawyers. Okay, Gandhi had a meeting with lawyers, and lawyers said that still the case of sharecropping is on the table. At that time, Gandhi chided, means scolded the lawyers for taking big fee from them, from peasants, and waiting for the results. So Gandhi decided over there, no need to go to lawyers, directly the peasants, okay, directly the peasants will talk to court. Okay, and here he tells us, first of all we should remove the fear from the mind of people. The real freedom is to remove the fear from their mind. Okay, now I just come to the point, what is sharecropping, as it is given in the chapter. What is sharecropping? As per this deal, it was a deal actually. As per this deal, on 15% of land, okay, 15% of land, the peasants had to grow indigo, to agriculture indigo, and whatever the production of indigo is there, they need to deposit that production directly to the Britishers, and remaining 85% land was totally under peasants. So on 15% of land, suppose one person has 10 acres, for example, I just tell you, so 1.5 acres, 1.5 acres you can say, he had to grow indigo, the crop, and whatever the production is there of indigo, he had to submit a deposit to Britishers, and as an expenditure, Britishers did not give even a single penny to Indian peasants. So that was the sharecropping. And after that, one more thing came over there, that Britishers got to know that Germany has started production of synthetic indigo. Synthetic indigo. So Britishers were free. They were agree, okay, we will remove this particular sharecropping. Okay, and second thing is this synthetic indigo was cheap even in comparison of natural indigo. Okay, so next thing what happens that Gandhi arrived to the secretary of the British Landlord Association and he asked to the assistant to provide him the data of sharecropping. Okay, but the assistant told him that we do not provide data to an outsider. So here again, second time in the chapter we come to know that Gandhi was facing a big problem because of his identification among the people. Okay, then again Gandhi went to British official commissioner of Tirhut. After Muzaffarpur, he goes to Tirhut. Okay, and the people of this particular uh, area or the commissioner proceed to bully me and advise me to forcefully to leave Tirhut. It means the commissioner of Tirhut abused Gandhi, okay, and warned him to leave Tirhut. But Gandhi did not come back. He stayed on his place. He protested, and the people. And one day, when he was going to check or to investigate the real condition of Motihari, because here he got a news that in Motihari a peasant was ill-treated by a British officer. So by sitting on the back of an elephant, he goes there, but in between, a reporter or a messenger of British officer came and he told him to leave that particular place right now. Okay, Gandhi, what did he do? He wrote a notice and he totally said that I disobey your rule. What was the order or the rule? To leave Tirhut, but he did not do. On the very next day, he got summons to present himself before the magistrate. So there was a big crowd of Motihari people in the court, and the magistrate announced that it is not possible to deal with the situation with this crowd, so they need to set out a round table conference, simply I should say. So one representative from peasant side should come, one will be magistrate, and one from the side of British government. So three people will sit together and they will discuss the problem and the solution on the spot. So it was decided that Gandhi will lead the problem or the issue. So he was the leader over there. He went to the office and there he discussed one thing, that what was that the magistrate announced that Gandhi had, after a long discussion of the court, it was decided that within 120 minutes, if Gandhi is able to present any proof, it would be good, means he will be released on bail. If he is unable to present any kind of proof, then he will be jailed. So on the spot, Gandhi refused that I will not present any kind of proof, and after that, the judge of that particular case closed the file of Gandhi on the spot, because he knew it very well that what kind of public support he had that time. So after that, it was over. Then next thing, at Motihari, he projected his mission properly and he discussed with the people, and at that time when everything was going opposite to Gandhi, or you can say in favor of Britishers, then the deal was divided into two parts. One, if Gandhi goes to jail, then who will lead this particular campaign? Then nobody was there, like Rajendra Prasad, Brij Kishore Babu, Maulana Mazrul Haq, and several other prominent lawyers were there, and they said to Gandhi that if you go into the jail, then what we will do? And by listening such words, Gandhi felt very sad. And thereafter, even though we will lead in the story, that he motivated them and they came with a great kind of enthusiasm. Thereafter, Gandhi and lawyer now proceed to conduct a inquiry in the grievances of the farmers or peasants. Okay, and Gandhi collected data, and in June, Gandhi was summoned by Sir Edward Gate, the lieutenant governor, before he went to meet in the office. Okay, and there he got to attend a meeting, and the meeting was about to remove sharecropping for uh, forever, and now it was about the settlement. The meeting was about the settlement, okay, or the compensation. In the From the side of peasants, it was demanded that 50% of the compensation should be given to the peasants. But when the meeting was done, uh, even the Britishers were agreed to give 15% of the total amount, whatever they got for 20-30 years. But in between, the meeting was ended with 25%, and Gandhi agreed of 25% of the compensation or the settlement. At this time, the peasants of Champaran district, they became, you can say, angry. But Gandhi told them two reasons of having decided this 25 settlement. What first one, it was not the amount that was more important for them, but it was the prestige of British government. Second thing, at least they were able to break the deadlock. So after giving these 2 points to the peasants, all they agreed. Okay, and after that, permanently, this particular agriculture level, I should say, was stopped, or it was ended permanently. Now, this is the first chapter of this is the first part of this chapter. In second part, what do we have? In part 2, what do we have? We have the character Devadas, Kasturbai, okay, and Charles Freer Andrews. In second part, we have the role of these three people or some others also. Like after spending 7 to 8 months in Champaran, Gandhi observed the health condition, okay, and education and female condition or condition of female. So on these 3 points, he worked over there. And lastly, of course, personal hygiene. Personal hygiene. So first of all, to improve the condition of health of the people of Champaran, as it was applied in Sevagram Ashram in Gujarat or middle central India. So three things were there. One was castor oil, okay. Second was quinine, the tablet that we use in malaria and fever. Third one is sulfur ointment that we use for any kind of skin disease, okay, ointment. My dear children, these were the three medicines only, and all they were natural. These were used for any kind of disease, like whether it's a you can say skin disease, malaria, or any kind of thing related to our body. Okay, so these were the three things, and these three medicines they were applied in the on the people of or in the area of Champaran district. Okay, then for education, with the help of Kasturbai, Gandhi opens 6 schools in 6 villages, primary schools. Okay, primary schools, primary schools. So anyhow, it was focused on education. Health is over, education. Then female, Kasturbai, Mrs. Gandhi herself goes to the female of Champaran district and talk to them about their health and all these things. Okay, we have a short kind of example we will read in the chapter. Then personal hygiene, and it was related to cleanliness, especially latrine ditches. We know it very well, dear students. On 2nd of October, our PM Modi started cleanliness campaign in 2015. Okay, so from that particular birth anniversary of Gandhi, and I just tell you, Gandhi was the first person who used latrine ditches in Gujarat in Sevagram Ashram. So by doing work in Champaran district, Gandhi also observed or managed the accounts and the personal hygiene of Sevagram Ashram in Gujarat. Okay, so these are the certain things that are being given part second, like health, education, condition of female, and personal hygiene. And the last part of this one is about Charles Freer and Reeves. Now it was a time for Gandhi to leave Champaran and go back to his Sevagram ashram. But Rajendra Prasad, Rajkumar Shukla, and many more, they urged Charles Freer and Reeves to stay with them. Charles was a follower of Gandhi, so he tells one thing to them, okay, whatever Gandhi will say, I'll follow. But when they asked this thing to let Charles stay with us, if you are living to Sevagram, then Gandhi said, this will create a problem for you because he happens to be an Englishman. So after this one, the chapter is over, and Charles Freer and Rew went with Gandhi to his Sevagram ashram. Okay, dear students, in next video we will read the text of this chapter. Thank you. Have a good day.